What's up, guys? For our life group video today, we are doing something very different. It's not an actual lesson. This week is just kind of updating you on what we are planning to do with our life group program for students in just the next few weeks. We talked about this just the other night with the youth group on Sunday night, and want to go ahead and bring it to the rest of you guys, maybe who weren't able to be there. Hopefully enough of you see this video that you know the information, and parents will want to see this as well. So basically, here's what we're doing. This is the plan. Number one, we are switching our curriculum to the Gospel Project. We will be using the Gospel Project as our primary curriculum on Sunday mornings, or not Sunday mornings, but in life groups that typically were on Sunday mornings. They will no longer be on Sunday mornings, which I'll explain in just a minute. But life group curriculum is going to be the Gospel Project. I'm really excited about it because the Gospel Project is exactly what it sounds like. It is a curriculum that walks through Scripture all the way from Genesis 1 all the way to the end of Revelation, and it brings everything back to the gospel at the very beginning of creation, all the way through the return of Christ and the end of time. It takes everything and it points towards Jesus, and it points towards the gospel and the good news of Jesus Christ and what He did for us on the cross. And so I'm really excited about that because I think it's going to open up a world of possibilities and opportunities for our students to really get a lot out of it. So students, I'm excited about this. I think you're really going to like it. I think our leaders, our teachers are going to really enjoy teaching it, and so really can't wait to get started on that. That's the first thing I would tell you. Second, and this is the big one that you guys need to know about, life groups will no longer take place on Sunday mornings. Now, I say no longer. I guess the real way of saying it is during the pandemic time that we're in, with the current circumstances of how many people we can have together in a room, how many people need to be doing this, that, or the other, making sure we get 6 feet of social distancing, all those different things. When you bring them all together, it makes it very difficult for us, really impossible for us, to effectively do life groups for youth on Sunday mornings. And so, because we've had to do this so much already, and because we're able to do it, and it's going to be great when we do it, we are going to adapt. We're going to adapt our schedule and change it, and actually give students and life group leaders more flexibility than they've ever had before. Here's what we're doing. Each life group will make decisions about when and where you would like to meet. Now, the when makes sense. You can choose to meet on a Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, or you can choose to meet on a Thursday night at 7:30. You can choose basically any time you want when nearly all of your class is available to meet. Your class decides it's the best possible time for you to meet. That's when you'll meet for life groups. And we know up front this is not going to be perfect for everybody. There are going to be some people who, for whatever reason, just can't meet when their life group meets. For those people, we would ask that you talk to me or to your life group leader about it, and potentially we can come up with an alternate plan for you to make sure that you are getting the time in a life group. It may not be the same one, but we'll try to accommodate as best we can. But try to keep with your life group. Try to meet with them. Try to meet as a group and decide when the best time will be to meet. So you're going to pick when you do it. The where is also key, because you don't have to meet at the church. Now, if you want to meet at the church and there are rooms available that are big enough for your class, then by all means come and meet at the church. We would love to have you on campus. That's great. However, if you're looking at the situation, looking at the circumstances, and you realize we don't want to meet at the church. We want to meet in somebody's house. We want to meet at Yellow Creek Park. We want to meet at a restaurant. That would be kind of crazy right now, but whatever it is, if you decide you want to meet in someone's home, we're encouraging you to do that. You'll still have the materials. You'll still have a video from me each week that will kind of introduce the topic, and more than that, you'll have the comfort of being in someone's home, being able to visit for a little while and relax and not be restrained with the schedule, or constrained, anyway, You're not going to be held down by the schedule that you typically have on a Sunday morning where you have an hour that you have to get done. If your class is having some good discussion, somebody has a breakthrough in their relationship with Christ, or somebody's really struggling that week and it needs to go a couple hours instead of 1 hour, you have the flexibility to do that when you're in someone's home that you don't have when you're at the church. So that's one of the things that we're going to allow you to do. You choose when you're meeting and where you're meeting. Now, I will tell you this. We are going to encourage meetings to take place at particular times. And I know that seems to kind of contradict what I just said, but you'll understand why here in just a second. Because we are also creating 2 brand new programs for our youth group for the time being. One of these will take place on Sunday nights. It is a continuation of the youth worship experience that we have every other week right now. We'll continue to meet on Sunday nights. After fall break, we will increase this meeting to become a weekly meeting. It'll take place every Sunday night, and it will be moved over to the youth department. Now, the big change, there's 2 big changes with it. Number 1, it'll move from 7 o'clock up to 6 o'clock because school's in now, and we want people to actually be able to get home and get rest, be ready for school the next day. But also, it is going to be exclusively for high school students. The Sunday night program will be exclusively for high school students. It will look very similar to what we're doing now, except it'll be in the youth department at 6 o'clock, and it will have just high schoolers in there. Now, what will the middle schoolers do during that time? Well, we're encouraging middle schoolers during that time in middle school life groups to have your life group hour, have your life group time. You can meet there on campus. You can meet at someone's home. You can do whatever, but we're encouraging students to have their life groups in middle school on Sunday nights. We think that's a great time to do it. You don't have to do it then. But if you can, that could help. It could be a really fun thing for you guys to do. So that's one of the things that's going to be happening, the youth worship experience, high school only on Sunday nights, 6 o'clock, starting after fall break. The second program that we're starting is going to be a duplicate program that will run on Wednesday nights, also in the youth department, and this will be a middle school only worship experience. We'll have a youth worship experience for just the middle school. It'll also run about an hour or so, and we'll have some fun doing that for just our middle school students. So what are the high schoolers going to do during that time? Well, what we're encouraging high schoolers to do during that time is to have your life groups, if you can. If you can do your life groups on Wednesday nights during that time, that's awesome. If you can do it at somebody's house, that's great. Potentially we can find some space in the building for high school groups to meet. Any way you slice it, we want you guys to get your life group in that during the week sometime, and Wednesday nights are a great opportunity for it, because on Wednesday nights, after youth group is done, after the middle school program finishes up each week, we are going to bring back youth volleyball. All right, we'll have volleyball on Wednesday nights after youth group is done. It'll run about an hour each week. It's a mess. It's chaos. It's nuts. But it's so much fun, and we'll keep the kids safe. We'll do everything we can to protect them there. But we'll make sure that we're having a lot of fun, too. And it's going to give us a chance for our middle schoolers and high schoolers to interact and fellowship with one another in that way. Because for the most part, we're going to have them sort of separate for a while. And so we want to encourage you to make sure that you're a part of that. Now, I already mentioned the date a couple of times, but I want to remind you again, all of this starts after fall break. So we come back from fall break that weekend, that Sunday, we will officially start the following Sunday with our Sunday night program, but we will start our middle school program that Wednesday. So fall break finishes up the following Wednesday. We're going to start up our Wednesday night program for our middle school. And then the following Sunday, we start up our Sunday night program back for the high school. It's going to be awesome. And along with those startups, that week, life groups will begin to meet too. So over the next couple of weeks, you should be hearing from your life group leaders. They should be reaching out to you and calling you and emailing you and texting you and all kinds of good stuff just to let you know they're thinking about you, hopefully to encourage you to be a part of what's going on. I am super duper excited about what's coming. We're going to have a whole lot of fun over the next few months. Obviously, we're still praying for for all the COVID stuff to get out of here and we can kind of get things back to some level of normalcy. But until that time, we are not going to fret. We're not going to get disappointed or upset or depressed about how things are. We're going to consider it a blessing that we get an opportunity to meet in a new way, in a different setting, and we're going to make it work, and we're going to have so much fun doing it as we learn about Jesus Christ together. And not just about Jesus Christ, but about what he wants to do in our lives. So, again, I know this wasn't exactly a lesson this week, but I hope that this is encouraging to you guys, and I hope it's helpful as you start planning out the rest of your semester for this year. A couple of quick announcements. Don't forget, tonight is the scavenger hunt at church. If you haven't signed up yet, go on the app and do that. Number two, we will be having our next youth worship experience next Sunday night. That's the 27th at 7 o'clock. That'll be our last one at 7 before we start things back up after fall break. Hope you guys are doing great. I love you. Can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.